Today we're talking van design. So now that you can start seeing my van take shape and the layout come together, I wanted to give you a glimpse inside of my design process to hopefully help you come up with a design and a layout that fits you best. Also, if you like this video, please consider subscribing for more travel and van build videos. It's free and you can always change your mind later. So a lot goes into the planning and visualizing before you actually start in on the build. And the more planning you can do up front, the more time, money, and headaches you're gonna save for yourself in the future. So the first thing I wanna mention is making a list of goals. Figure out what those are for you in your van. Do you wanna host a lot of people? Is having a lot of power important to you? And what all are you planning on storing? Those are just some questions I would start asking yourself just to kind of get a feel for what your plans are. Try to visualize all the spaces in your van and remember what those basic needs are. So for example, sleeping, eating, and for a lot of us, working comfortably. So what are the things that you for sure cannot live without? So for example, I knew I wanted a place to work in the van. I knew I wanted more than just a temporary table setup like my last van. I wanted a permanent desk, a normal size, desk height, stationary desk. So I knew that just for myself, that was a goal of mine. And I knew that this van as a whole, I wanted to make it more of a work and creative space with the capability of living and cooking and sleeping. The overall goal, the mission of my goal for working on the road or living on the road is being able to work and create from the road just as much as live on the road. So think about what that is for you. Maybe for you, it is more so, how much adventure gear can I pack into this thing? How many people can I pack into this thing and have parties on the road, It's whatever you want to make it. How much of a cabin feel can I go? For me, I wanted an office, a very simple, clean environment. Obviously, this is not finished yet, but I'm working on making this a very simplified, clean environment. So for me, I definitely wanted a built-in stove this time around, for example, because the last van, I did the portable stove that I set up every time. Nothing wrong with that. I just personally prefer to try out something new and have this just ready to go. Click, click, click. I got fire. I don't have to set anything up. It's ready to go. So that was kind of a non-negotiable for me, just like the desk. A bigger fridge on this van. The last van, tiny little fridge. I knew for sure this one needed to be larger. So find out what those are for you, and you'll thank yourself later down the road when you get farther down towards the end of the process. You'll be like, oh, I'm really glad I had that list and I stuck to it because, oh yeah, I definitely wanted that, and oh yeah, now I have that. So first off, welcome to my desk. Super excited to be filming here. How do you like this angle? I think this is good. I think I might do this more often because then Sam's down here. It's a good, I'm sitting at my desk. This feels very comfortable. I like it. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna show you some of the design tools that I used. First and foremost, pen and paper. I initially jotted so many things down and sketched out the van. Here's a couple of really early sketches that I did, and kind of I made a list of stuff that I wanted and where I wanted it, and kind of labeled this cupboard is this cupboard is this. And while most of these things may have changed, it was still just nice to be able to get those thoughts out onto paper, get those thoughts out of my head, if you will. So I think it's really important for the creation and planning stage to do these things. So that's my first advice. Second would be to check out the software VanSpace. This is a really cool software. It's more of a drag and drop software that just gives you a nice quick visual layout. It might not be exact. You're gonna have to play around with some of the textures that they have and whatever colors and stuff. Again, it's just a really quick, no design experience needed, which is nice. Works with any van or bus. They have a lot of these templates ready to go for you. Yeah, so here is, obviously my cupboards aren't gonna have tiles or anything, but it's just kind of a similar color I was looking for. So just remember, it's not gonna look exactly how it is. It's more so, like I said, just to give you a really quick drag and drop. No design experience needed, just a good quick layout. This made it really easy for me to be able to see, no, there's no way I'm gonna be able to fit that there, there's no way, or yes, that looks like a great layout. So here is what my van ended up looking like, and what's cool is the stove and the sink cabinet look actually pretty similar, so I think you can see the resemblance here. It's 20. Okay, so van space is 20 bucks, if that's something you want to try. In addition to this, I used a software called SketchUp, and this one is actually more common, I feel like. Maybe you've heard of this one. To me, it took a lot more learning, and I would probably not have learned it if it had not been for a good friend of mine who taught me how she used it. So I was able to learn from somebody else on this one, but there's hundreds of tutorials and, you know, how-to videos online if this is a software you want to explore. What I used SketchUp primarily for was, you know, also the layout and getting more in detail, which is how I think it differs from VanSpace if you want to get more detailed. So I think they both have their strengths. I used this a lot with the bed design to make sure everything fit, how to space out all the slats, for example. You can create layers, which I need to open up real fast here. Like all the layers, I put these all in one layer to be just, for example, and then I was able to actually see it, kind of like pull, like how the slider would work type of thing, how far out into the aisle it was going to be, that sort of thing. So this gives you a more detailed idea of everything space-wise, and you can really punch things into like 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch. You can get really down to the nitty-gritty on this. It's super handy with this kind of application or whatever. It's a great design tool. The other really cool thing that I'm going to share real fast, if you're doing any custom cabinet work or if you're making stuff from your sheets of plywood, whatever the build may be, you can actually lay it all out on so for example, here's my sink cabinet, all laid out into pieces on one sheet of plywood, and I was able to kind of like jigsaw puzzle it around to see like how many pieces can I get out of this one sheet of plywood as possible to maximize the usage of the wood. So you have less scrap. If you just wing it, you're probably going to waste a lot of wood and make cuts that you might have been able to lay it out better. So SketchUp might save you a lot of money in the long run, so think about it. I even used this for my roof layout, so I was able to see like, okay, obviously these are just boxes, but those are the sizes of the vent fans. So just to give you a rough idea, that's, yeah, what I use for that. As per requested, here's my boy. Are you glad we're back on YouTube? Yes. Do you like the van? Do you like the new cushions? Do you like your new cushions, buddy? Oh, yeah. So lastly, I would say to be open to adapting. Things might change as you go along, as you get further into your build, or when you get actually into your space, things might not be situated the way you think. Actually, I'm almost guaranteeing at some point something like that will happen. Things will change, and just be open to it. I thought I wanted to put some sort of closet in the back here, with like a toilet in the bottom and like extra storage and hanging clothes and stuff. Then I realized it was gonna close off the space, and I really wanted to keep more of an open feel. And I'm really glad I did. And what I did instead is just extended out this cabinet, basically doubled my fridge cabinet, giving me a nice little, a little slider toilet to pull out and an actual pretty decent sized sliding drawer. Currently looks like a junk drawer because I'm still moving in. So just be open with it, and just be prepared. Just be ready to have to shift a few things around. But you can do it, and if you ever need any help from me, I'm always here. I always love hearing about people's ideas and designs, and if you're trying to solve something, just let me know. I will try to lend some advice if I can. Alright guys, so to recap, make the list of goals, find your non-negotiables, utilize those design tools that are out there, search around for some inspiration, and finally be willing to adapt as you go. I hope this helped you guys. If you have any questions for me, drop them down in the comments below. If you have anything to add, if you've built out a van, have any design layout tips yourself, drop them down there as well. Would love to hear from you. And that's gonna do it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing if you're not, for more travel videos and van build material. And we will see you in the next video.